When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Welcome to our program, Addicted. I hope you've been having a really good day and that you're all prepared to listen to our discussions this morning or this afternoon, depending on what time you would see the show. But we'd like to really welcome you, and we have been having really good feedback over the years about this program. And we are always very proud to have with us persons who have been addicted and who have entered into recovery and who have the courage to come to this program and share their lives so that others may learn, may understand, and may even get hope. Because when you see people who have been through the process until they are living a good life, those who need help may be inspired to do the same. So this morning I have with me, as usual, my co-host, Paul McCletchy.
Hi, nice to be
addiction
here.
counselor, actor, and all kinds of other roles that he plays. And two of our guests, Rodney and Naomi. And both of them, they are a married couple with kids and having a good life now.
Yes.
And because they started a good life, but then things deteriorated, and today they are back in order. So I want to welcome both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
And as I said in the beginning, it takes courage and it takes a lot of commitment and dedication to come to this program and share your lives, because not many people are willing to come forward and talk about things that they might not feel so good about that would have happened under their active addiction.
Yes,
So thank you for being here, and especially you, Naomi.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, it was
Thank you for
really
having
great.
me.
I know you come from all the way Princestown and you were here very early this morning, so thanks.
No
So we
problem.
want to kind of start off a little bit about your early life, and of course you're free at any point to share information without even us asking. So I want to first ask you, Rodney, tell us a bit about your work life, because you're a professional gentleman, and how did you start, and where are you today, and what are you doing?
Okay. Well, basically, I work right now as a construction inspector with Southern Maintenance, that is in Galiuta. Basically, what we do is, we do welding, fabrication, maintenance work offshore on, BP platforms, Repsol platforms, and
So it's a very important piece of work.
yes, definitely. Currently, I'm a project manager with them.
Excellent. Well, I must first, of course, acknowledge and thank your company for
Yes.
allowing you to come on the program and give you the time to be here. And I know when you went, you saw treatment, the company supported you and gave you the
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah,
that is so, that's excellent, because
Yeah.
a lot of organizations are not prepared to put out for their employees.
Yeah.
And I must commend them
Yeah,
for
we must commend them for that great deed that they've done and invested in you, and we want to Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
commend you for
Yeah.
reaping the rewards of the investment. So it's an investment that yield great results.
Definitely. Excellent.
Definitely. Well, I just want to say thanks to to the HR department. My boss, he was very well. Both of them were very instrumental in me coming up to the Mount. At first, we did some research. Well, actually, HR department did some research, and they asked my opinion and my mom's opinion, and we decided we wanted to go somewhere religious, and the Mount was an excellent place, and we decided to go to the Mount.
excellent.
Yeah, and when I spoke with the boss, Mr. Lewis, he was very supportive. I just want to thank him for that.
Excellent.
Because it
it's
means
good
a lot
to
to
have-
me.
Yes, it goes to have progressive people in workplaces today,
Yeah.
because we have to recognize that addiction is a disease, And when organizations invest in recovery, they have a better return on their investment because you become a more responsible, productive worker.
Definitely.
So any company also will gain as a result of your recovery.
Yeah.
So that's great. So we want to commend them for that. And
Funny you should say that because with the position that I hold right now, I'm a supervisor and I have people that work under me. And recently, we've been having similar issues with, you know, co-workers, subordinates, and you know, not coming to work, and you know, we're having issues with the, you know, the drinking and them kind of thing. And it's only now that I realize exactly what my supervisor may have faced.
Right, right.
You know,
and it's a common problem
Yeah.
across the country, in fact, across the Caribbean especially, where productivity levels are being affected
yes.
because people are engaging in addictive behaviors, whether it's alcohol or other substances or gambling or other things that are taken away from their being focused on their work life.
True.
So tell us a bit about how did you start, because alcoholism doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It develops over a period of time.
Okay.
So where did it all start?
Well, based on the time that I spent at New Life Ministries, you know, I had a lot of time to think and reflect back.
A lot of time.
A lot of time, you know, and I really needed that because, you know, I was working a lot and I didn't have time to take care of myself. So during my time there, basically it came down to one thing in particular. It had a lot to do with peer pressure. That's why it started. You know, I wanted to be recognized. And in the construction industry, I mean, when you finish work, you know, sometimes, you know, you'll go and you know, have a little time and that kind of thing.
Because it's a hard industry.
Yes, it is. And it also stemmed from my father. My father was a well-recognized person in the industry also. And at a young age, I would have seen him, you know, lying with friends, and you know, he gained a lot of recognition through his work environment. And you know, I tried to pattern myself.
So you saw that he would be liming and drinking, and you thought he looked happy and enjoying himself, and he was well known, and so in a way it attracted you.
Yes, definitely. For example, like when I was around the age of 10 or so, and then we would be going to Miaro beaches and things, and you know, for recreation. And while we on the commute there, you know, it's like every corner you pass, somebody go hail him out, hey, Babu, or you know, you go hello my father, where you going and things. And I wanted that.
Right, okay.
I wanted to be known too, so.
And accepted by people so that they will say, well, you know, Rodney, hey Rodney, what's happening? Everybody know Rodney.
Yeah.
Like how everybody know Raymond, everybody will know Rodney.
Yeah, so that was.
So then you started to drink with friends also.
Yeah, I started to drink, but I realized that it wasn't for me because my response to drinking was a lot different to his.
Right.
You know, he would have been able to probably stop anytime he wanted.
So he's more like a social drinker.
Yeah.
But what your response was?
My response, now, I drank for about between 8 to 10 years. Right? But within the last 2 years, I realized that, you know, it was becoming unmanageable. Right?
You recognize that on your own, or did people point that out to you?
No, a lot of people pointed it out to me, and I also recognized for myself too.
After they pointed out to you, a period of time after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting that you actually took the feedback in a positive way, because some people, even though you're saying to them, look, you know, I think you have a drinking problem, the person might be in denial. They might minimize it or say, no, I can handle it, I can stop whenever I want.
Well, actually, at first it was like that.
Right.
Because we are married about 10 to 12 now, about 12 years now.
Make it 13 years.
13 years, okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, so the first period was, you know, I drank, but nothing, probably like on a weekend or so. But as I say, coming down to the last 2 years, you know, it's like I got in some issues with the law. Then
So before we go to that, then let's ask Naomi a bit. So, firstly, what do you do, Naomi?
I'm a housewife,
Right.
full-time
So,
housewife.
and let me tell you, that's an important job, as
Yes,
important
it
as
is.
project management. Huh?
As a full-time
Yeah,
job.
that's full-time as
Because
important.
he get you don't work on weekends, right?
off and on.
But you still work on weekends.
You work full-time.
Yes, full-time.
7 days a week, 24 hours, yes.
Right.
So you're a full-time housewife. Now, when you met Rodney for the first time and started courtship and stuff, did you feel that he had a drinking problem? Did you notice?
No, not at the time. I sensed that he was smoking, but not drinking.
Okay.
So eventually I found out he was smoking. Then a little while after, well,
When you say
drinking.
smoking, marijuana or cigarettes?
Cigarettes.
Okay.
Yeah, cigarettes. But I was disappointed. He didn't tell me about it, but I found out.
Okay.
You know, and then we spoke about it, and eventually he told me. And
So when you asked him about it, did he first deny it or did he come
yes,
out right?
denied.
Denied it, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the initial stages, even though you had this feeling that he's using alcohol, you didn't see it
No.
in front of you. So the relationship and how he conducted himself was that of
Normal. There was no sense
It didn't
of...
really impact on your relationship in a
No.
negative way
Right.
as yet.
No.
Okay.
and then time marches on, you all got
Yes.
married.
Yes. After we got married, then it started to change.
And when did he started to change? In what way?
The alcohol
He started to
got
use more.
worse. Yes.
All right.
The
How were you feeling all this time? Because you know there are a lot of women like yourself who are home and their husbands would have started to drink, and they have all these feelings bottled up inside, and,
Yes.
and they don't get a chance to talk to anybody because sometimes you feel sad or you feel depressed, you feel ashamed, all kind of things.
Yes.
So how did you feel?
I felt like I was the cause of it. Because
Okay.
remember, I homeseen about the kids and everything. So his mom was with me. She supported me through everything, and my sister-in-law as well. So, you know, he works my arrow. So coming along the way, you know, he has friends and the rum shops and all these things. So I used to check the time, you know, time to come home. Then I used to get frustrated because the children were small at the time, and I was scared because you don't know how he will come home, you know, good or intoxicated, and we would be in fear.
So you
Me
know,
and the
we have
kids.
that sense of anxiety and fear
Yes,
and worry and things like
yes.
that. So did you tell anybody about how you were feeling?
Only his mom
Okay.
at the time, because
she
she
was
was supporting me,
understanding.
yes. At the time, he didn't know how to help because, I mean, we were praying and all of these things, and then it just was getting worse.
And that must have been confusing for you
It
because on one
was.
hand, this is a gentleman,
Yes.
he's not drinking, I mean
Right.
he's drinking but it's
Yeah.
okay. And before your eyes, this person is
Yes,
drinking
it's
and now
just-
you have fears of him coming home.
Of course. And then the kids,
They started to feel fearful too.
of course, yes.
Were you aware that this is how your drinking was affecting your family?
When you were drinking.
At first, no. Honestly, the only time that I realized that it was affecting them was probably about the last year or so.
Okay.
And how did you realize they were being affected?
I saw the quietness in the house. It wasn't the same.
So they were like when you were around, you were afraid to talk and come around
Yes.
you and things like that.
Yeah, well, I
And
wouldn't
that's a
say-
typical
yeah.
response in a home where there's
Yes.
somebody with an alcohol problem.
Yeah, you see, like, I find like my kids, especially, they hinted that, you know, they were more quiet. You know, it's like, they will not disturb daddy. You know, I mean, daddy working hard, and daddy probably come home, and, you know, you drink or something.
So you would find that your mood was different.
Yes,
But
definitely.
in what way was your mood different?
It was very stressful, right? And that stress will come out as anger at home.
So you were angry a lot, you didn't have patience.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
You might have been complaining about things around the
Yes.
house.
Mhm.
Did you find that happen?
Yes,
Everything.
yes, everything.
So no longer you're not a good wife.
No,
You can't keep the house good.
no.
You can't do nothing right.
Yeah. So that's where you started now to, as you said, blaming yourself, think somehow you're not doing something right.
No, like, you will do everything, but as how he was drinking, you're not seeing, like, you know, we would clean, do everything to be perfect now.
To please him.
Right.
And
But
still he was not
still,
pleased.
there was always something that...
So how did the alcohol change your thinking at that time? Because it's important for people who are looking on at this program to recognize that alcohol is a mind and mood altering
Altering
substance.
Okay. Well, one thing that I realize now, being clean for, you know, like a time that I am, I could see the difference being the stress. Right now, the stress is a lot easier to manage right now. Right, and a lot of time during well, while I was drinking, I would have a lot of ambitions. I would have a lot of goals, right? And I could, as much as I could almost reach it, as much as it is right there, I could never reach my goals. And
So something was holding you back.
something always holding me back, always holding me back, right? And from the time that I leave the center till now, it's like everything just coming towards me, without without any hindrances. And
So you're saying like when you started to drink heavily,
Mhm.
especially, it killed your motivation, your ambition
my motivation was there, the ambition was there, but it just
to make it happen.
to make it
Yeah.
happen it just wasn't happening.
What
no
were some
matter
of
how hard
the
I tried.
physical effects of the alcohol on you?
Well, definitely with work, it hampered my work a lot because I would have reached work late. Sometimes I didn't go to work because I didn't want,
The reeking of alcohol.
yeah, and
So you had to lie and make up some excuses.
yes, I did. I did make some excuses and work.
So your sick leave finished before February?
Definitely, yeah.
That's the normal pattern.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the normal
And then
pattern.
Mondays, you find it difficult to
Yeah.
go to work on a Monday.
Well, in terms of health, well, I became a lot more lazy. Yeah,
Now, what appears to be lazy with alcoholism or most drugs is
Mm.
really the impact on your body.
Mhm,
You start feeling depressed, you have less energy.
mhm.
So, because you have less energy, it appears
Yeah.
as if you're lazy.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
normally a hard-working, active person suddenly sleeping a lot,
yeah.
can't get up to even get a glass of water,
Mhm.
lie down one place. So, did you find, for example, your sleeping pattern changed?
Yes, definitely.
A lot.
In
At
what way?
night,
Right,
so-
yeah.
Because he never used to sleep. Once he took that alcohol, he'll keep looking for it. He would leave and go. If it finished at home, he would go and get more. And sometimes he would not sleep for like a day. Next morning,
Mhm.
yeah, like
So,
So
very
going-
irregular
he
sleep.
will keep
Mhm.
going. You know, some people they normally go to sleep when they drink, but with Rodney, he wakes.
Oh, that's
Wow.
interesting.
Wakes.
Wow. So you used to
Yes.
like binge drink?
yes, at times, yeah.
I was very worried because I know normally it does not be like this. And we would try, me and the kids would try everything just not to make not a sound in the house, just for him to sleep.
Wow.
We would just open the door, and once he's sleeping, we close it back easy and just relax
So you'll be
outside.
released, you'll be relieved.
For a
when he's
little while, but
sleeping.
he does not sleep away for long.
So when the drinking stopped,
Mhm.
you would fall asleep for days?
Yeah, I'll be very weak. Very weak.
Because of the amount of drink.
Yeah, my sleeping patterns were terrible, and it did impact on my work because, like during the night, I'll be drinking,
Mhm.
right? And during the day, I'll want to sleep, and,
Mhm.
and that is where I couldn't go to work during the day.
Right.
Yeah, so you'll find me sleeping like from the morning period, from like about 7 to probably about 4 in the evening,
Mhm.
and then in the evening go out and lie again.
Wow. And in your mind's eye at the time,
Mhm.
the days that you go out to work
Mhm.
and you're okay, in your mind's eye is, you're okay, I'm good. I
Yeah.
don't have a problem drinking, I'm okay.
Mhm.
Look how I'm functioning here at work.
Yeah,
But not recognizing what's happening at home and most importantly, what happened to you.
yeah, definitely.
So did you find like you were like living in your own world at that point, that you were not really noticing the things around you, especially your family?
I would say probably for about a period of about 3 years, I was living like that.
Yes.
Within the last 6 months, as I say, I started to realize what was going on, and I saw.
So it became
that I
like
needed
you
to
were,
get
like
on.
I said, living to drink and drinking to live. It's all, it became so intertwined
Yeah.
that you had your own world, your friends, your lifestyle, your
Yes.
structure, your work, and somehow you excluded them.
Mhm.
Did you find you were
Yes,
being
yes.
excluded?
Yes. Because we thought we was the fault for him
Mm-hmm.
drinking and for him leaving and going and drinking outside with his friends.
So did
So-
he use that and actually get you to believe that it was your fault? Did he say things to give you that impression at any time?
Yes.
What he would say?
Well, the house not clean, well, we would clean it,
Mhm.
right? And he'd look at things and say that, you know, the place is not nasty, you know, and all of these things. And I would take it on because I know I would try my
Right.
best and to please him.
Right.
So why were you doing that? Not when you look back at it. Why were you really doing that? Again, it's to understand the mind of the alcoholic.
The alcohol.
Probably my expectations.
Yeah.
And at the time, alright, when I say my expectations, I mean during the first phase of my job, right? I used to be going to a lot of hotels and these kind of things, and the environment there was very
Of course, it's a high
clean
standard
and
of
of a very high
cleanliness.
standard. Yeah.
Yes.
And I tried to get that at home, but I realized that is very difficult because we have young kids and the ages that they are right now. are
Obviously,
very,
because when you go to
yeah.
a hotel room, it's you alone.
Yeah,
There are no kids in there making a mess and stuff like that. Kids
Yeah.
naturally make mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not realistic in a home. You expect to find those kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody say. If you
Yeah.
have a car and you have 3 kids and you go and pick them up from school and you drop them
Yeah.
off, it's excusable if the car is not perfectly clean a lot of times.
And then with the alcohol getting involved there, it's just like my tone of voice will raise. And
But did you find yourself, or did you recognize sometimes you would come home to pick a fight
But I
deliberately just
realize-
to go out and use?
Yes. I realized, well, as you keep drinking along the way, and I realized it was a problem. And from New Life Ministries, I realized that.
Okay,
You
good.
know,
So when you came into the treatment program, you got more information
yes.
to help you.
I want to say thanks to God first for the counselors at New Life Ministries, the rehab center, for helping my husband Rodney, because he would not be sitting here today, sharing with others, what you all have done for us.
Right. And what he
Um,
chose to do for himself as well.
Exactly.
Because one thing, we'll talk about that in the second part, but
Yes.
one thing I liked about you, Rodney, you were always helpful and willing and open-minded, and you were very motivated in your program.
yes.
And there was no fight down, generally when some clients do come, we have to
Yes.
fight down with them and the families have to fight up with them, and it's a whole big drama going on.
He was willing to make the change,
Yes.
and
Because honestly, New Life Ministries wasn't the first attempt at trying to stop alcohol. I did participate in other programs, which would have
Yeah.
worked if I was ready, but apparently I was not ready at the
Right.
time.
yes.
Right. And when I, in between when I would stop drinking and then start back drinking, I realized I really needed professional help because I tried it on my own and I just wasn't working out.
And you catch it at a good time because you're a
Yeah.
relatively young person.
Yeah.
As you know, some people come into treatment at 60 years old. We have somebody
Yeah.
there 70 years old. So you may find that when they have lost everything, including their health,
Yeah.
then somebody may make an attempt. But you did it in the correct time.
You see, now I grew up. I grew up in a very spiritual home. Being a spiritual person as well, you could feel the difference within you when you're not being positive, when you're around negative things, and it was starting to hamper me, and it's all that make me help me to make the decision that here it is, I want to get my life back on track. Right?
So let me just go to that point then. When you were sober, times when you were sober, what kind of feelings came up for you?
When I say what type of feelings?
Like when you would have drunk, right? And then you wake up the next morning. How did you feel?
At first, I never wanted to see alcohol again.
So you would commit to say, well, I'm never going to drink
I'm not
again.
going to drink again. I can't make it. That was at first, right? But afterwards,
But did you feel like guilty? Did you feel ashamed? Did you feel embarrassed? Any of those feelings came up?
yeah, it actually had some times in the late half where I was ashamed to come outside because I wasn't. Alright, like this one time, we went to buy chicken by the chicken depot and the the cashiers, and I'm asking her, what happened, everything alright? And I was like, I wanted to find out what I was talking about, and then they tell me, last night you got real bad, and your voice, my voice very loud and heavy when I drink and I shouting and things.
So was it a blackout you had that you couldn't remember what you did?
I started to have blackouts.
Okay.
So where you couldn't recover, you would behave in a particular way, but you would not
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. So at first when they started to tell me, I was like, I started to feel ashamed, of course, and feel guilty. Sometimes, I know I would have probably been rough with my family, and you know, I just want to stay in my room because of the fact that, you know,
To stay away from people.
just not to have to face them.
Right.
Yeah. After
What about your mother in all of this? I know your mother was very supportive and stuff.
Yes,
you
she
know,
was.
but how was she in all of this? How was she affected?
Well, definitely, as I said, my mom is a very, very spiritual person, and without her, I mean, praying for me throughout my life, I don't think I'd have reached this point. You know, so, I started to nag my mother.
Naga.
Yeah. I think, yeah, how do you put it?
When you say Naga, what he used to do?
Like when he drinks now, he would like talk loud, curse sometimes, and you know, be rough with the kids and all of these things. And she would take it on. Even me, when he does that to me, she would take it on because she's at this age right now. You know, she
You can't handle conflict and distress
No,
and
no,
all
yes,
this.
yes.
no,
Because her life was a peaceful, good life, and suddenly she has to
Right.
deal with this
exactly.
situation at home.
Yeah,
My
So
dad passed
disturbed
away
her.
a while ago. too.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
she lost her husband, your father,
Right.
so she was going through a lot on her
Yeah.
own.
yes.
And the good thing is that in spite of your mom is your mom, and she is not your daughter,
Yeah.
she was supportive, and she called her right thing and a wrong thing
Yeah,
a wrong
yes,
thing.
yes,
Because some
definitely.
mom will say, well, you know, give him a chance, behave
Why you
yourself,
nagging the
why you
boy?
nagging the boy? But she was very uncomfortable by your behavior and how it affected
So it shows
her.
how she has very high standards.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's interesting because a lot of the times, what I find is interesting that you started to recognize the impact on your family. Even though you may not have acknowledged it,
Yeah.
I believe it may have been one of the factors that pushed you towards treatment.
Yes, definitely. And,
And thank God it happened when it did. That he made the decision. Thanks to his company, Southern Maintenance.
Yes, yes.
They was a great help. If it wasn't for them as well, you know.
Of course,
Yes.
because they would have said,
Yeah.
you need to walk, you know, I'm going to fire you, but they didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rodney said yes, so he decided to go on, see what would happen.
Because there are other people whose companies do send them to treatment, and they just come and they feel about the company paying for it or whatever it is,
Oh,
and,
no.
or the time that they get, and they come and do the program and really just pass it through,
Yeah.
go through the motions, because they know they guaranteed a job, and they go back and they continue doing the same thing. Then we have had others like yourself who really came, recognized the damage that they're doing to their lives, and started afresh.
Definitely.
So how are the kids in all of this?
Right now, we are at peace, finally. We have peace in our home.
You can
There's
talk in the house now, they
laughter.
can laugh, they
Yes.
can
We
play.
go out as a family. I got my kitchen floor painted for this Christmas.
Oh, wow, excellent.
Wow.
Yes. So you started
So
to,
we all did it together.
So you
Great.
started to assume his family
Right.
responsibilities.
And we
That's
go, you know,
nice.
we joined the kids in Scouts, and they're doing well.
Excellent.
So
we are very happy that you could have come this morning and share that first part with us.
Yes.
And as we said, we looked at your early life, we looked at your early drinking, the impact on your family. And we want to, you know, wish you all the best. And for our second part of this program, we're going to talk about your treatment and, you know, the changes you have been making in your life currently and how you are doing as a family.
Okay.
So I want to thank you for being here. And as I said, you know, one of the things with recovery, Rodney, is that and addiction, is that sometimes we believe that we are having a good time with friends, but generally the family will be the ones who are
Very
really
true.
affected.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
So for our viewers, I want to thank you this morning for looking at our program. I hope that you would have gotten some insights and look forward to part 2 of this same program with Rodney and Naomi. Thank you, God bless you, and have a wonderful day.